Hello and welcome to the Windows Modern with SOTI MobiControl series. My name is Richard, and in this video we'll explore how to enroll a Windows Modern device using a provisioning package. You'll see a full walkthrough of how to create the provisioning package enrollment policy in SOTI MobiControl and how quickly this can be applied to the device. We'll also review how the device communicates with SOTI MobiControl and see how the SOTI MobiControl agent is installed for advanced management capability. To get started, there are two overall routes or methods for enrolling Windows Modern devices into SOTI MobiControl, and both have their benefits. Firstly, there is the directory-based enrolment option. This is useful if the device is linked to either an on-premise directory or a cloud directory, and the user credentials are used within the enrolment process. So for example, if the device is going to be used by a specific user or a subset of users on an ongoing basis, this could be a beneficial approach. There's also the certificate-based enrolment option. This is the provisioning package that we're looking at today. Provisioning packages are very quick to create within SOTI MobiControl, and this can be used for a number of different reasons, including the device not being used by a specific user on an ongoing basis. Examples of this could be a digital signage device, or a point of sale system, or many other devices across retail, transport and logistics, healthcare, and more. So to get started with our provisioning package enrolment, we'll go to SOTI MobiControl. We'll go to the menu on the left-hand side, select Policies, Enrollment, and then we'll choose the option of Add an Enrollment Policy. I'll choose Windows and Windows Modern, and I'll make sure to give this a clearly identifiable name. I'll then click Next, and then we have the option for enrollment type. Within this drop-down there are three options: Directory Federated, Provisioning Package, and Microsoft Entra Join. Now the first option, Directory Federated, and the last, Microsoft Entra Join, these relate to our directory mechanism, just related to either an on-premise directory or a cloud directory. As the name suggests, our provisioning package is the option in the middle, so that's the one I'm going to select for today. Now I can just click Next, proceed through the final pages and get my provisioning package downloaded. However, you can see that there are some options that can be changed. Firstly, the expiry date. As this provisioning package uses certificates for authentication, there is an expiry date. This defaults to a year, and you can change this if needed. You'll also see there's an option called Automate Provisioning Package Enrollment, and this is enabled by default. With this option enabled, the provisioning package is created very quickly. If I have a need though, I can disable, but if I do, it's worth taking a minute or two to explain what's happening under the hood. So a fully configured provisioning package for enrollment will include all of the necessary information for the Windows Modern client device to authenticate with and then communicate securely with SOTI MobiControl. So this includes enrollment information and certificates as well. On the certificate side, the requirements are the public-facing component of the SOTI MobiControl root certificate, and then a client certificate for the Windows Modern device that is signed by a root certificate as well. Now, if we choose that automated option that we saw on screen a few minutes ago, everything is automated and signed by the SOTI MobiControl root, and we can proceed with the provisioning package creation. However, if you have a need, you can manually create the provisioning package. For example, perhaps you're looking for specific networking information to be included within the provisioning package as well as the enrollment information. Or perhaps you're looking for the client certificate to be signed by an internal certificate authority. If that's the case, there is a tool called Windows Configuration Designer that's available on Windows Modern devices that allows you to work through this manual process. Here you can add all of the required certificate information and the enrollment information from the SOTI MobiControl enrollment policy. However, for this video, we'll be focused on how quick it is to create the automated option. So I'm going to go back to our enrollment policy and I'll select Enable. Once I've done this, I'll click Next, and the next page will prompt me to choose the device group destination. So this is the SOTI MobiControl device group where the device is going to be placed once it has enrolled. I'll search for my device group, make sure I've got this selected, and then click Next. The last page will be Settings. Here I can change the enrolled device name. I can change the text, alter the auto number sequence to maybe another value such as the IMEI of the device or the IP address of the device, for example. I can also change options such as whether the device location, its device group and its name will be remembered if the device is unenrolled from SOTI MobiControl and re-enrolled. Other settings include setting enrollment restrictions, how many devices can enroll using this policy, or whether a SOTI MobiControl web console admin approval is required to complete the entire enrollment process. Once I'm happy with these settings, I'll click Finish, and then my provisioning package is available and I can select Download. So once we have downloaded the provisioning package, we can now transfer to our Windows Modern client devices. And it's a case of double clicking the provisioning package, saying yes, that will run, yes, add it. And although there isn't any automatic notification, we can check if the enrollment has been successful. Firstly, we can do this on the device side. If we go to Access Work or School, here we can see that the device is connected by RocketCo device provisioning package. This is the name of our provisioning package, and it is connected to SOTI MobiControl. If we return to SOTI MobiControl, we can see that the device is newly enrolled as well. However, clicking on the device, you may notice that there are some actions that aren't available. For example, remote control. Why is this? Now, we'd refer to the way that the Windows Modern devices enroll into SOTI MobiControl as an agentless enrollment, meaning that the capability of communicating with SOTI MobiControl is built into the Windows Modern operating system for Professional, Enterprise and IoT Enterprise editions of Windows Modern. When the device does enroll, it communicates with a component on SOTI MobiControl called the Deployment Server Extensions. Once the device is enrolled, the deployment server extensions will inform the device to install the SOTI MobiControl agent. The SOTI MobiControl agent provides additional advanced functionality such as remote control, file sync and other options as well. Once the agent is enrolled, it also communicates to SOTI MobiControl to a component called the deployment server. Now, this process is automatic, but it is important to make sure that the device can communicate outbound to your SOTI MobiControl server on the 2 ports that you can see listed. As mentioned, this process is automatic and should take place within a few minutes. And if I return to my device on SOTI MobiControl, I can now see that the remote control capability is now available, indicating that the agent has installed and all those advanced capabilities are now available. Finally, if the enrollment process does not complete successfully, here are a few common places to start your troubleshooting. Firstly, check if you have an unsupported operating system edition. As noted, the supported operating system editions are Professional, Enterprise and IoT Enterprise editions of Windows Modern. It's worth checking if there is already a legacy package or PPKG file or a failed PPKG file that needs to be removed. You can check this back on the device by going to Access Work or School, choose the option Add or Remove a Provisioning Package, and checking if there are any previous provisioning packages that are listed. In a similar way, if this is not a brand new device, it's worth checking if there was a previous mobile device management enrollment that hasn't been removed. If this is a machine linked to a directory, check if there are any group policy objects, GPOs, or cloud directory settings that may interfere with the enrollment. And also, as this uses certificates to enroll, check the system clock. If the system clock is not up to date, it could be out of sync with the certificate validity that we saw earlier. Thank you for joining us in this video where we reviewed the provisioning package enrollment option for Windows Modern devices. We've seen how fast it is to create the provisioning package enrollment policy and the benefit of using this to enroll devices across many different industries. Furthermore, what we've seen today can be used as a foundation for a fully automated enrollment and imaging experience for Windows devices, available with SOTI MobiControl. For more resources, like and subscribe to the SOTI YouTube channel. And for more information about the SOTI One platform, visit soti.net.